Welcome everybody to episode number 44 of the Third Sun Gaming Podcast. I am your host Tyler, joined as always by our three co-hosts, starting with Mike. Mike, how are you doing today?
I'm going to go with not bad, Tyler, since you always don't know what that means.
You know, that does make sense, and I know what it means, so thank you. Also joining us is Graham. Graham, I'm sure you're on a bit of a high today.
I am doing amazing because the Leafs are in the playoffs, and it was a hell of a game last night, and I'm so excited, and another big game tonight, so playoff hockey coming up for me. First time I get to experience this in a while, so it's great.
Would you like me to explain to you how this playoff thing works and what it is?
Yeah, it's a bye for another team.
So it's what, one loss you're out? Is that how it goes? I think that's how it goes, right?
Well, no, what you're supposed to do is get like a 2 or 3 goal lead late in Game 7 and then blow that.
Oh, no, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Go on.
All right.
How are you doing, everyone else?
Everyone else?
Eugene,
what kind of intro is that?
Eugene, are you getting any more sleep these days?
No, I'm not. This has been a rough week. I worked probably upwards of 65 hours this week, so It's been a rough week for me.
Yeah.
So exhausted today, so
I can relate a little bit. It's
I'm feeling like Mike, not bad, I guess.
All right.
Not awful, but just tired.
All right. So everybody out there, you can join in on the conversation by heading over to Facebook, joining our Facebook page under Third Sun Gaming Podcast. While you're there, click on the button to head over to our forums, also on Facebook, and take part there. That's where you can really take part in the conversation and be entered in to win in our monthly giveaway for submitting questions for the show. You can also follow us on Twitter at Third Sun Gaming, THIRDSUN Gaming. And or you can send us an email, mail at thirdsungaming.com, which we did get one this week, so we'll read that off.
Tyler may or may not know what it means, so just bear with him.
I do know what that means because it's actually
we do every week.
It's words in a recognizable order. So let's jump into the news. So something we've all been waiting for a while. Microsoft revealed Xbox Scorpio specs this week, and they really didn't disappoint. So we'll kind of run through them, and then we'll compare a little bit to the PS4 Pro. So we're starting off with 6 teraflops, which they promised last year at E3. For the CPU, 8 custom x86 cores, clocked at 2.3 gigahertz. For GPU, 40 customized compute units at 1172 megahertz. Memory is 12 gigabytes GDDR5. Memory bandwidth is 326 gigabytes per second. That's a big difference. We'll get into that. Hard drive is a 1 terabyte hard drive, and the optical drive does have a 4K Blu-ray player. So, yes. Eugene, any big differences between that and the PS4 Pro?
So, just looking at it here, and I found this chart online where I think it came from Digital Foundry, who is actually the information was given to.
They're the ones who got the story,
Yeah, so crazy that they got the story first off, and they got the exclusive video and stuff. But it looks like the PS4 Pro compared to the Scorpio. The Scorpio has like you said, the 8 custom x86 cores clocked in at 2.3 gigahertz, while the PS4 Pro has 8 Jaguar cores clocked at 2.1 gigahertz. So a little bit boost in processing speed. Okay. And then also in regards to the GPU, the Xbox Scorpio had the 40 running at 1172 megahertz versus the PS4 Pro which has 911 megahertz for the GPU. The memory's a big boost, so you get a 50% memory boost with the Scorpio. The PS4 Pro had the 8 gigabytes GDDR5, so it's still the GDDR5, while the Scorpio has 12 gigabytes. So that's a lot of difference in speed there.
Boost,
yeah, that's a good sizable boost. The hard drive's the same, the 1 terabyte. I don't think they're doing anything with the solid state. From what I understand, but of course, to me, the most important part, which is a big for the Scorpio, big for Microsoft at least, they got the 4K Blu-ray drive, where you can play 4K Blu-ray movies, and then it runs at a native 4K, which is very surprising that Forza video.
And also they did state this is 4K or VR ready coming out of the box.
Right.
So
they did state that.
Yeah, they did state that. We'll see if there's going to be any VR bundles. I really don't think there will be, but it is 4K ready right now, or not 4K ready.
Yeah,
VR ready.
I would think there would be VR bundles coming maybe next year, but I think when it first releases, it's going to be standalone.
Yes.
Which is perfectly fine because I don't think everyone's ready to be pushed into like the VR and stuff like that pushed upon them. So I think when people see how Scorpio performs and if they really like it, then if they decide to make the next step into going VR, well, now they have a console system that's capable of doing it. Well,
Yeah.
I say a console system. There is PSVR, but
Yeah,
this
I mean,
would be
so
a premium VR experience.
sure.
the one thing they didn't talk about was price, and we've discussed several times the price on previous podcasts, but I don't think they don't want to overwhelm their audience because these specs to me, and I'm not. I know Mike, you're more of a PC guy, and you know about specs, but these specs to me, just the numbers. If I've looked at gaming PCs before, and I know that if you're to have a gaming PC like this and just buy it out of the box at a retailer, it'd be upwards of $1,000, I would guess, $900 to $1,000. So
I was going to say the same thing too, Eugene. Like if you compare it to a gaming PC, then it kind of hints that it's going to be a bit pricey, but then it's about how much are they willing to go at a loss to get to more people or something like that, right?
And I do want to throw it to Mike here in a sec to see if any specs stand out. But just one last thing, for me, I think they're not going to have VR bundles because I don't think they can afford a sticker shock issue with this thing. And
that's what.
Yeah. So if you have a VR bundle and you put a price tag of $1,000 on this, man, that's
You're gonna
well, if it's
overwhelm-
VR
you're gonna
bundle,
overwhelm
probably
your
looking at
audience.
1,500 or something.
yeah, it could be higher than that, higher than 1,000. So, Mike, any of the specs stand out to you here?
Yeah, you guys forgot the most important stat, though. I mean, which one has the best lights in the box and the most dingy whistle things? That's what matters.
I can find that
Dingy
information.
whistle things. Is that a scientific term that people look
Well,
up?
he's the PC guy, so
Yeah. Let's see here. Well, first of all, people were kicking and screaming because they found out that the CPUs are Jaguar. But here's the thing. The two big guys out there are not going to let Microsoft take their processors and rip them apart and do whatever they want to do with them, like they are doing with the Jaguar.
Yeah.
It's like somebody was saying, it's like a Ford Fusion. Well, basically, what they're doing is just keeping the chassis of the Ford Fusion and putting in a whole new engine and tires and
Sure.
Suspension system and everything like that. So they're licensing it from the company, and then they're taking their product and doing whatever the hell they want with it. And it's not going to hurt the manufacturer because they're still making money off of it. And I'm pretty sure that's what PlayStation did with theirs.
Yeah.
Maybe not to that extent, but now that they're both running Jaguars, it'll be a whole hell of a lot easier for the developers to port the games over. It will be like almost nothing.
Wait a minute, I got to interrupt you there because it doesn't say that it's a Jaguar core. It says it's a custom core. The PS4 Pro is Jaguar and the Xbox One is Jaguar, but it says the Scorpio
If you correct
is
me,
custom.
if you correct me again like that, I shall go to Canada and chop your nuts off.
Well, you're spreading fake news. I got to fix you here.
fake news.
They're Jaguar cores.
Okay.
Okay.
I promise
That was
you.
confirmed here. Okay. Maybe that's that's why it says customized. So.
Yeah, that's why I was just explaining that they basically took the licensing and transformed everything, and just kept part of whatever they needed to build on top of.
So basically,
So they basically
the
changed
shell
it
is
enough.
Jaguar.
So it's
Yeah.
not. They don't call it Jaguar.
Okay. Okay. So
It's AMD, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So Mike, anything stand out?
By the way, I
like
was
how?
kidding.
Yeah. How big of a difference will that memory bandwidth make? The 326
Huge.
versus
Huge.
it's like in the 2 teens for PS4 Pro.
Yeah, the speed of the memory is everything. My question is I never heard anything about a GPU. I don't know if they're going to actually have a proprietary GPU in there or something like that. I'm surprised that they didn't pop off with so like a low end NVIDIA or something like that. But I don't know. That's the part I don't know about because I haven't read anything on it. Have you guys heard anything?
So the
Yeah.
information I have here, it says 40 customized compute units at 1172 megahertz versus the PS4 Pro 36 improved GCN compute units. So I don't know what that means exactly in terms.
I don't think anybody knows what that means. That's just
All we
Yeah,
know
well,
is
but a
that
lot of-
Scorpio has more of it. So-
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it has more megahertz.
Their
That's all
number
that
is higher.
There will be a significant difference. There will be, plain and simple. Especially
Well,
the faster the memory, the better the machine. And the
matters. Compared to the Xbox One, the Xbox One was running at 853 megahertz. I have that information here too. So, but I do know the CPU. That increase. It's about 0.5 gigahertz increase between the standard Xbox One and the Scorpio. So that I know that's pretty significant. That's pretty significant in PC terms. So
Yeah, but I really like the memory, memory speed on that.
The bandwidth,
Yeah, the
Oh, the
speed. Yeah,
bandwidth speed.
it'll be a massive difference between that and the PS Pro. You know,
So we'll
that's
see. Yeah, I mean,
that's pretty much it.
Yeah, we'll not only see faster load times, we're going to see 4K gaming at 60 frames a second with really no problem.
Yeah, they'll never be unless they really push the envelope of this machine somehow. You'll never see any stuttering.
Yeah. So, the
Or
stat
bad
I
program.
saw, the stat I saw last week was that they showed off
Forza.
was it screenshots of Forza? Yep. And Forza was running. It was taking up 70% of the machine's power.
Yeah.
To get it out there with the image that I was getting, and when they ran it on Xbox One, it takes up 90%.
Yeah, and you said that 70% was it running at 4K
Yeah.
at 60 frames
native
per second.
4K.
Yeah,
Yeah.
native 4K at 60 frames a second, and it only took up 70%. So,
Yeah, and that 90% you're saying about the Xbox One was running at 1080,
1080.
30 frames, I think.
Yep, 1080, 30 frames. You're right.
Ooh.
Yep,
So-
and don't forget too that they also started to take power away from the Kinect when you were playing games that required,
Yeah,
you know,
and that's
that
the thing. They didn't say a word about a Kinect port on this thing, and I don't think there's going to be one.
There is no, it said no
No.
Connect port.
Okay, so there you go.
Yeah.
Which I think
So
is
do we?
you need
Yeah.
to have a sensitive mic on the Scorpio.
I was about to
so
say
people don't
that they've
to
got to have
their-
some kind of built-in mic where you can still talk to your Xbox.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
seriously.
Yeah, I hope so. I miss being able to talk to my Xbox.
Nobody
Yeah,
else.
I've
I get lonely now when I talk to my Xbox. don't answer me or
I
listen.
packed up my Kinect. So do we want to talk about price for a minute and
Yeah,
kind of
let's
reevaluate our
speculate
pricing?
on price. So I've said in the past, I think this thing needs to be $400. I still think it needs to be $400, but I can see it being $500.
Yes.
I think though that most average consumers who go out, like parents going out to buy stuff in the holidays, they're going to see the best model of the Xbox for $500 and the best model of the PlayStation for $400, and they're going to say, well, that one's $100 cheaper, and
Yep.
that's what they're going to do. I still think this needs to be $400, but I can understand if they go $500 with it. So what do you guys think?
So, go ahead, Mike.
I'm gonna stick to my original $479.99, and the only reason why I'm using that off number is because I'm playing it like the Price is Right. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna win this one. I think it's
I'm
gonna
gonna
show
go
up $499.
with lower, Bob.
So, what,
Graham came in at a cool 480, so
Graham,
Me, well, like it's hard to not compare it to a gaming PC, so I'm gonna say 600 Canadian. So I don't know what
What is
that
that
really
for the rest
converts
of the world?
into.
Five-
American.
500.
500.
Yeah,
Yeah.
500 American.
So because I think if you go much higher than that, then you're alienating, you're reducing the demographic of the people who are going to be buying this.
I don't think you can go higher than that. Not
No.
without suicide again. Not without it being 2013 all over again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much of a loss production-wise this will put them at, but they can't go too high. So if they're going to push this as a premium system, then they got to be willing to take a bit of a hit on it to make it in the long run.
So Microsoft has $80 billion sitting offshore in an account.
Yep.
That they can just take and spend whenever they want.
Okay,
And
when
even if
afford
they
to-
do take
can
a little
afford to
bit
take a
loss, even if
Yeah.
they do take a little bit of loss, they can make up for that with the adoption of like 2 or 3 games. That's all they got to have. It's just a couple of games. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump on the $500 bandwagon, just because the original Xbox One, whenever it came out, I paid $499 for it, and it did come with the Kinect. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure it is $500 with the Kinect.
Yeah.
But I think $500 is a good price. But something that has to be done, and to your point, Tyler, about scaring like parents away, parents that are buying it or people that are buying it for someone else, they got to get rid of the Xbox One title. So I saw someone on our forums page, they were talking about the title of the Xbox, and I really, they got to get rid of the one, because they've got to get that confusion out of there and that negative stigma too, that the Xbox One brought when it first released. If you take out the confusion and you give it a completely new title, get the one out of there. That way, when people do go shopping, there's no confusion. Like, oh, what's the difference between the 1 and the 1S and the 1 Scorpio, the 1X? I heard 1X, a rumor about 1X.
Yeah,
it's
I read
almost
that too.
happening too.
Yeah,
Wait.
I mean, it's the same way with Nintendo. Like with the 3DS, you got the Nintendo 3DS, you got the 3DS XL, then you got the 2DS, and then you got the new Nintendo 3DS. And parents have no idea what to buy for their kids, even though they're completely different systems, all of them. Even though they play the same game, a few of them are more powerful, a bit larger screens, better processors. But parents were confused. I remember during the holidays, a lot of parents were confused. Like, which one should I buy? Oh, what's the difference? Okay, I'm going to buy the cheaper one. And that's like what you're saying.
Yeah.
People are going to be appealed by the $299 PS4 price or the Pro price of $399 rather than paying $499 for a system. So get a new title out there, make it advertised as a brand new system, the newest, the best.
Xbox 4K.
Come on.
Just because they got Nintendo 64, right?
It will be the fourth
If
iteration. So
if it's going to be the biggest and the best, you know what it has to be called?
Xbox Trump,
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
the Trump box.
Yes. And there'll be like 800 people with red hats in line on release day.
Yeah.
But no, I'm kind of with you on the Xbox One thing, but I don't think they're going to break from the family thing. I think they're going to stay Xbox One and they're going to assign another letter to it. But back to price for just 1 second because I thought of something else. The only reason I think it can survive at $500 is because back in 2013 there was no other option. Like, you're spending $500 for this console if you want it. Now,
Well, the PS4 launched within a week.
No. For if you want an Xbox, there is no other option. You're buying this model at this price.
Yeah.
But now you can buy the 1S for $300.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, and you can get
$199.
and you can get the original model for what, $200 now. So
Less than that, probably.
So if you're willing to look, yeah. So there's options now for it. So that's the one reason I could see them getting away with 500. But yeah, for the name, I sadly I could totally see the Xbox One X. I think it should be called something like the Xbox Ultimate or the Xbox Suck It Sony or something like that. I don't know, but we'll see as we get close. I do think they're kind of creeping up to do a reveal event before E3.
For E3?
Yeah.
So, let me
Oh, yeah,
ask you
April
guys
15th.
this.
April 15th.
What?
Oh, that's
what
Battlefront 2.
Yeah, that's about
Yeah. That's possible too. But what number price tag would turn you guys off from buying this system?
600.
600?
500's pushing it. I mean, that's
I'll buy it
I'm
for
already
500.
thinking about. I need to save money now. Like I need to have $500 when this thing's released to anticipate. But if it's over $500, it's really gonna push me off on buying it.
Yeah, I'd say about the same thing.
And I'll
but-
pre-order it on Amazon. You know, whenever it's revealed price, they'll probably reveal the price at either the reveal event or E3. It'll be one of those two. So
Yeah.
you know, last year
And
they
we
did-
know that this is releasing holiday this year,
yes,
for
it's
sure.
and it's always the week before Thanksgiving week in the U.S. So it's right
Yeah.
around that November 20th range, 22nd or so, that it usually comes out. But
Same time frame that Halo usually comes out.
yeah, it
Yep.
is, and you know, well, Halo 5 was last week of October, but yeah, you're right, and I still think there's a chance they're going to surprise us with Halo 6 because they need a tentpole title to hang their hat on with this thing. That's really going to show it off. But if they've been able to keep that a secret until now, man, it's so hard to do that now.
I mean, E3's right around the corner, so
It is, but it's so hard to keep stuff a secret now because so many people want to be the star, you know. But anyway, let's go on NPD. One more thing on this. NPD states that they think Scorpio will result in Xbox outselling the PlayStation 4 in the year 2017. That would be a huge thing for Microsoft.
Yeah, well, I think that is their goal, right? This is the
Yep.
reason for doing this. So if this happens, then they achieve their goal.
Mhm.
But this could be, I don't know, it's tough to say. There's a lot of systems out there right now. There's a lot of competition. There's some great games that are exclusive to just the PS4. So it's going to be tough. I don't know.
I think
I
it's
mean-
going to depend on what games come out with the system and how much better they look on the Scorpio versus the 1S. Because it needs to compel people to say, I have to play this game on Scorpio.
Right.
Yeah, but you got to think now, even though it improves people on 1080p TVs, but how many people out there now have 4K as their main game?
The adoption's getting higher.
Yeah, the adoption rate is higher than HD TVs.
Yep.
The same year they were released. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that 4K is taking over.
The key thing is, though, and where consumers are getting fooled is they go out now to like Walmart or whatever and they buy these quote 4K TVs for $400 and they have no HDR in them.
Yeah.
And you're going to get buyer's remorse with that. And
I know, like, I was looking through, like, for 4K TVs just see what prices are and stuff like this. And none of the TVs I seen said that it had HDR. So I don't know if you got to look deeper into the specs now to find that they have HDR.
You have to filter. Or I would go through and just do a search for, like, best TVs with best 4K HDR TVs.
Yeah, and like then there's different types of HDR too. So you kind of do have to like look into the specs and look into it.
And if you want Xbox, you have to have the HDR10, right? Not the Dolby.
Yeah, the HDR10. There's HDR10. Yeah, so but
there's
even without
Dolby, so
without the HDR, like still there's a significant difference between 4K resolution and 1080p.
Oh sure.
I mean, it's double the resolution. It runs.
It's 4 times.
Like,
yeah.
20. Well, it's really 2100. Lines of resolution with 4K, even though it's called 4K. So
all I'm saying is if you're going to buy one this year, get an HDR. Get one with HDR.
Get HDR.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so let's move on. Microsoft admits it lost developers with the Xbox One, but hopes to win them back with Scorpio. And if you remember back in 360 days, a lot of developers developed for the 360, and then just kind of made the PS3.
Well, it's because they're the number one system at the time. So
and it was also easy to develop for. They made it easy to develop for, and the Xbox One, they went in a completely opposite direction. They made it really hard to develop games for it. So it's just like, God, I don't know where Don Matrick is today, but I'm really happy you're where you're at and not back running.
Yeah.
Bill Spencer all the way.
Yes.
So one thing you're saying about this now is, okay, say if they develop for the Scorpio, and like the Scorpio is almost now the sky's the limit, so they can make these amazing games, like huge worlds and crazy computing powers of like the computer players and stuff like that. I forget the technical term. And but now they're gonna have like reduce it down for like PS4 Pro or something. It's like, okay, the PS4 can't do this now, so now it's gonna kind of like stub it out. So I think they're going to be so happy to work with the Scorpio for that.
I agree. And it's no different than what was happening, 2 years ago. The games would be developed for the PS4, and then you'd get a lower resolution, a little bit lower performing game on the Xbox One. So Battlefield Hardline was a great example of that. And I remember that was a game that was just so underwhelmed with the graphics and resolution. It was just, and on PS4 it looked fine, but on Xbox One it looked like it was almost fuzzy.
Yeah, and if you go into the VR aspect of this too, like it's going to be way more limited now to the PS. So I'm guessing more VR companies and stuff like that will be more willing to work with the Scorpio.
Yep. Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So the way I see it is the reason why they lost developer support, not necessarily because the games were harder to produce, but really is because the money was with the PS4.
Oh, yeah.
Same thing with the 360. I mean, Call of Duty and Activision completely, switched platforms whenever they started supporting the PS4 with the exclusive DLC, early map packs, and now people are throwing a fit this year with Destiny. But don't blame the publisher. I mean, they're a business. They got to go where the money's at. And this last console cycle, PS4 won, and it was because at the beginning of the life cycle they won E3, they won the holiday season, and really that's going to determine the success of your console. And with Microsoft with the Scorpio leading the holiday forefront this year, they could possibly lead it for next year. So I have a quick question for you guys. Kind of ties into this. Does PlayStation have to announce their next console at E3?
No.
Well,
I think they'll do it next year.
I don't think they're ready. So I'm
not talking about releasing for this year, but at least bring it up, talk about it.
Well, they are known for announcing things 6 years before they come out. So yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't think they will. It would almost seem desperate.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. They just gotta like kind of bite the bullet and take the punches and accept it, Because if they say, oh, well, we're going to have 10 terabyte or teraflops or something like that, then I'll be like, okay, really? Now you guys are just making this stuff up just to try to win. So now you guys look
We're
sad.
going to have 1 billion teraflops.
Yeah. We're going to
Well,
the best teraflop.
We're going to take
ever.
away Xbox One and we're going to replace it with something terrific.
So, I mean, what it comes down to is I really think they shouldn't have invested time and money into the PS4 Pro. They should have just took it and just went straight towards PS5. All the development costs, they should have just skipped the PS4. And honestly, can we just say now that PSVR is kind of a flop? I mean, I feel that's over with. I haven't heard anything new.
They've actually outsold their projections, though.
They outsold their projections, but I mean, you can't even buy one right now because I haven't seen one in the wild for a very, very long time.
Yeah,
I mean,
they can't keep.
I wanted one a few months ago. Well, I wanted one a few months ago, but I mean, now I don't see the purpose. You know, I don't see the purpose of picking one up now because there's just no games to play with it.
Yeah, no, I agree with that part. You need to get that one killer app out there that makes you want to say, I have to have VR to play this. You know?
Yeah, it seems like every game they have right now is just like a demo or whatever. Like, it's not like a full-fledged game. It's like, oh, well, that's a cool concept. But
that you paid $30 for, you know.
Right.
Batman VR was like an hour long.
Yeah.
Yeah, do keep in mind something else, gents. Back beyond this VR thing. You know, Microsoft has always been, you know, we're about the gamers and stuff like that, and PlayStation has always said, well, we're about the gamers too. But Microsoft's really bringing it to the table here with changing the CPU and making it so much easier to make the games for each system. I mean, just a couple changes of libraries, a couple of changes in controls. You know, basically adjust the sliders for the PS Pro, lock them in, adjust the sliders for the Scorpio, lock them in. You mean you'll probably be seeing a lot more PC ports come over to Scorpio, like Civ 6 and stuff like that, because one, it'll be able to handle it, and two, it'll be 20 million times easier.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah. That kind of makes sense.
They are sticking to their guns, and what they are promising is actually happening.
Yep.
That's it.
All right. So let's move on to something I know you're all excited about. That Activision has plans to create a Call of Duty movie franchise, similar to that of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So we could be seeing Call of Duty movies every year for the next 10 years.
And they even say franchise too. It's like, okay, put out one and see how it does.
I know.
Don't like make these big statements.
You know, Ron Perlman's going to be in this.
I still don't know
and Samuel L. Jackson, of course.
Yes.
No way. Ron Perlman for sure. This is going to be B-rated.
This will be Nicolas Cage.
Yes.
Nicolas Cage.
That
I'm
guy.
going to show you God does exist.
Yep, and Steven Seagal.
Yeah, who played in Assassin's Creed? Michael Fassbender, right?
Yeah.
So here's what they need to do. Just like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, they need to release video game movies every year. So it's got to be Call of Duty. There's got to be a Destiny movie. There's got to be. We already have Ratchet and Clank. We already got Assassin's Creed. And then 10 years from now, just make a movie where everyone comes together and there's this huge epic battle, and then they'll just sell billions.
There you go. But no, it sounds it sounds like their plans are to do a Call of Duty movie every year. So,
oh my God.
As if the game every year is not enough.
That sounds the worst.
Yeah.
That is. I would just want to go into the theater, go into the actual, you know, where it's playing to see who is actually there to watch this shit.
You know, I would watch the first one, but never in the theater. It would be like
a bunch of 8-year-old kids, a bunch of 8-year-old kids and 10-year-old kids
like,
cussing at each other.
I would give it a shot.
Yeah, and their parents are there with them, like, why are we here watching this?
Yes.
Right.
You know, over in the corner of the theater, they're having a special on how to teabag properly.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Well, you walk in and everybody's just standing up teabagging the whole time, like
yeah, pretty much
crouching up and down real fast. I mean, I wonder how much of the movie would be that. So, but anyway,
I have you.
So I would give this movie a shot, like on Blu-ray, but never in the theater. And if it impressed me, maybe the second one. But who knows? I see this bombing like pretty much every other video game movie ever made.
Yeah, I know.
Destiny is getting a movie, by the way. I don't know if you guys heard that, but that is a go.
Oh my God.
So
hopefully, sort of like Halo, where it's just
how well did it
straight to DVD.
You do?
I don't.
It actually sold really well.
Yeah.
Huh.
Like it broke records for when it was out, but it still rated horribly. All the critic reviews were horrible, but it actually did fairly well in theaters.
Mm-hmm.
Go figure.
All right, so wrapping up, FIFA 17 is heading to the vault in EA Access on April 21st. So if you're looking forward to playing that, that'll be there in just a couple weeks. And finally, if you liked NBA Jam and NBA Street, there is a spiritual successor coming in the form of NBA Playgrounds. This was kind of a surprise announcement this past week, and this will be coming out later this year. So I enjoyed both of those games, actually. And probably Street more than Jam. But
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, I just found Jam to be it got really repetitive after a while. And
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, I had fond memories of NBA Jam for Super Nintendo. You know.
Yeah, that's the
NBA
last time
Street
I've
was
ever played
fun,
it.
but was too
Like
easy.
Yeah.
Jam in the arcade was fun, actually.
Like
Yeah.
slam dunking
Yeah.
from center court.
Yeah,
And
yeah. I mean, and I think the biggest thing behind this is from the sounds of it, it's going to be actual. They have an actual license for it.
Yeah,
So that means
it's
that it's
going
gonna
to
be-
NBA players and legends actually will be in the
Yeah,
game too.
so I mean, hopefully it's a lot like NBA Jam, you know, where they have like big heads. It looks kind of cartoony,
Mhm.
the screenshots
Yeah.
I've seen of it. But really, I don't know if you remember NBA Jam, and I don't remember NBA Street. I remember it didn't come out like on Xbox and PS2.
Yeah.
Was that what it was out for?
360 game. 360.
Oh, it was a 360 game
Yeah,
too.
the On Fire edition's on the 360. I have it.
Not for Jam.
So
yeah,
I thought that was
but-
NBA Jam. Yeah, NBA
yeah,
Jam.
but NBA Street
Yeah.
came out on 360 too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Uh,
It
but,
actually had
the-
really good camera angle and stuff.
Yeah. The announcer was the true winner of NBA Jam. The guy that was answering the
from
things.
downtown.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're
same
on
guy did-
fire.
Same guy did Blitz, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right.
Yeah, the fire guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be cool if they bring those games back because there was a football one that was like that Blitz, and then there was a hockey one
Yeah,
kind of
definitely
like
Blitz.
that. So
And
it'd be cool.
they actually did bring it back. Ty, remember they had what's his face as the cover guy, the guy from Dallas, and then whatever part 2 was that they made, it sucked.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember it being horrible.
Yeah.
No, but the first one was not terrible. Second one,
Yeah, pretty much. Just like
Yeah.
that MLB game that was out a few years ago.
RBI.
No. There's an RBA 18 by the way, or 17.
They're still pushing for the money.
Yeah, but how was that game called? It started with a B. Was it MLB Blitz or no? It wasn't. It was something else. But it had like the home.
Oh,
run
I know what
derby.
you're talking
Yeah,
about.
where you're sitting in like Times Square in Manhattan and you're like
Yep.
just digging the ball off everything. Yeah, like that game was actually pretty fun too.
Yeah, the first one was great. Second one was a little gamey.
Yeah, the first one was very good. So I do like sports games that can be like that once in a while. So, all right,
Yeah.
everybody. That's
Wait,
gonna,
one more
sorry,
thing.
Yeah.
One more thing, brother. I just saw something I was reading about. It looks like the director for some of the Assassin's Creed series and Far Cry 4 has just left Ubisoft.
Wow.
Oh, that's big news.
So,
Yeah.
Does it say where he's going, or I mean, did he?
No, I
leave?
haven't had a chance to read the whole thing yet. I just saw it come across, so figured I'd spit it out.
Maybe he just likes
Probably
releasing
saying he's
games
leaving
on
to-
time.
Yeah, he's gonna find a company that release on time.
Yeah. So.
Tired of all the hate emails.
Well, that's a big move because once you get to that level, those people are pretty influential in the games that you get. So.
Yeah.
But all right, cool. Well, now that's gonna do it for news this week, everybody. Graham, let's turn it over to you. What can we get new in stores this week?
Well, there's not much on the table for new releases this week, but the biggest title of the lot would be Yooka-Laylee. This game is releasing for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. The going thing seems to be some people really like it, some people really don't like it. So people try it and make up their own opinion. This game will be available on April 11th. Other releases are as follows. For the PS4, releasing on the 11th of April, we have Cosmic Star Heroine, Starblood Arena, Kiro Blaster, and Symphony of the Machine. Nothing too difficult to this time. For the Xbox One, we have releasing on 11th, the Sexy Brutal and Crawl. Now, the Switch will only see one new release this week, and that release is the Jackbox Party Pack 3. This release is on April 13th, and that's it. So, as you can see or hear, there is not a whole lot in the new releases department for consoles.
You know,
Very slowly.
yeah, I really
Yeah.
wish though that Jackbox would let you play without the tablet or phone. I really wish they'd let you play with the controller. but that's just
For the Switch, or are you talking about for other systems?
for other systems. Like you have to play with your cell phone or a tablet or something.
You're thinking
You can
you're
use a
thinking
computer,
the Lion
too.
Game.
What's that?
Fibbage. You're thinking Fibbage.
No, but the Jackbox Party Pack is all tablet based too.
You got to have
I
a.
played wasn't, so I don't know.
No,
Yeah, you can play on PC. Like you can some of the games like Fibbage, you can play in the audience, and you can play on your computer. But I understand what you're saying because I actually play whenever people come over. We play Jackbox and we play Fibbage and.
Yeah, I bought the first Jackbox Party Pack, and because I really liked that game, You Don't Know Jack on 360. So, and it had like the second version of that in it, so I got it. But the only way you can play multiplayer is locally, and you have to invite people and give them like a code, and then you all play on your cell phones and answer the stuff, and the game just keeps score. So, yeah. But anyway, all right, Mike, let's go to you. What can we save money on?
Well, for free this month on Xbox, we got Rise, Son of Rome. That's still available until the 30th, and then from April 16th to May 15th, it'll be The Walking Dead Season 2.
Yes.
Free.
I'm excited for that one.
Darksiders is still available to the 15th for the 360. Make sure you download that. And Assassin's Creed Revelations will be from the 16th to the 30th. As far as the PS4 goes, if I can find my mouse, there we go. We have Drawn to Death, Lovers in a Dangerous Space Time, which was also free in the Xbox earlier, a couple months ago. Invisibles, Alien Rage, 10-Second Ninja, and Curses and Chaos. So that's what's free for those two. We got a couple of good deals out there in the world for both systems. Let's start with the Xbox. Gears of War 4 Crimson Omen Limited Edition Wireless Controller is $49.99 via Best Buy. Doom's $15.99 via Best Buy with GCU. For Honors, $34.99 at Amazon. And that pretty much does it for the 360. Oh, there's one more. It is the 12-month EA Access subscription, $22.69 via CD Keys.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah, and CD Keys is very legit.
I guess I have no excuse now not to get it.
Wait, a subscription for what?
EA Access, 12 months.
Wow, okay. That's pretty good.
Normally it's 30,
speaking
right?
of EA Access, did you guys hear about their giveaway hard drives for people who were early
adopters since day one,
Did any of you guys get one?
I did not get one.
I didn't get one either.
But who knows if they
maybe
had the right
Canada only or something.
Well, no, it was everywhere, but who knows if they had the right
Maybe
address for me
States
because I've
only.
moved twice since I first signed up for it. So,
Yeah.
all right.
I thought that was really cool. The fact they're giving back to people. Like this is like almost like a $200 hard drive that they're just giving to people.
Yeah, EA giving away things for free.
I know.
That's just insane.
Yeah. They must have like so much money. They're like, okay, we got to give things away, or we're gonna get.
No, they don't. They don't make enough money. They don't have enough money. That's why they got to charge you for, a skin for your dumb character on whatever game.
Well, the only reason they have money is because they canceled that stupid basketball game this year. Finally.
Oh yeah. So the money they're not spending on NBA Live, they can, give that back to the people.
Yeah. All right, Mike. Anything else?
Yeah, on the PS4 side of things, you get a DualShock version 2 plus charging station plus a USB dongle for PC at $39.99.
Dongle.
Moist Talouette.
Yeah.
Moist.
PS4 exclusives 20% off, PS4 VR games 20% off, and 25% off Doom and Fallout 4 via Target Cartwheel app.
Okay.
So there's a lot of variety in that one. For Honor's also $35 on Amazon deal of the day. Let's see here. Rock Band Rivals Band Kit with everything is $100 at Amazon right now, 50% off. So if you're into that, here's definitely.
Funny you mentioned that. I've been trying to find Rock Band 3 for 360, and that game is really hard to find.
Really?
Yes.
Is it backwards compatible or something?
I just want to get it for the 360. It might be backwards compatible. But I learned recently that they have a drum pro mode. So basically you can use up to 8 instruments of like electronic drum kit. So it's even more like playing real drums. So that's the reason I was trying to find it. And I called around to a bunch of EB games and like, nope, they don't have it. No, they don't have it. No,
yeah, you're probably going to have to go on Amazon or eBay for that.
Yeah.
I would guess. It's been out for way too long.
And it's not a digital download either for 360, which I'm not sure why.
Go figure.
Yeah.
And the last one on eBay, console PS4 Slim 500 gigabyte Uncharted 4 bundle, $232.99. So that's it for that. And let's see here. Let's see if they got anything for Pokemon Moon for the 3DS is $30 via Amazon right now.
Okay.
Let's see here. Persona Q, $24.95 via Amazon right now. Besides that, there's not a lot. Mario Party Star Rush is $29.94 via Walmart. Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon is $12.86 via Amazon. Oh, A Link Between Worlds is $5.98 right now.
What?
Via Toys
Wow.
R Us.
That's the best deal that you've said so far.
Is that a
Yeah.
physical copy?
I don't know. It's via Toys R Us, so I would imagine it is physical.
So I imagine those are hard to get by now.
That's one of my favorite Zelda games too, Link Between Worlds. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like Walmart's also having a 3DS and DS games clearance right now.
Well, I know where I'm going.
So you guys might
Thanks
want.
for the heads up.
So you guys might want to check Walmart tomorrow.
All right.
Beyond that, that's pretty much it that I got going on today.
no
boys and
Xbox Ones this
girls.
week. I'm still looking for an Xbox One.
Hey, what happened to that $200 one I gave you last week?
I went on there, I went on the site, and I tried to use the code, and it wouldn't work for me. So I don't know if it said the code expired, so I don't know if that means too many people try to use it or
Maybe it was a
whichever.
limited
So,
time.
here, give me 1
Yeah.
second. Give me. Let's see.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm just going to go ahead and. I've seen it at Walmart. I've seen it at Walmart for $2.49, and that's with free shipping online. So I think I'll get it. It's for the Minecraft bundle. So I think that's.
They got a Minecraft Xbox One. No, I'm sorry. Xbox One, any model purchase, you get a free 4K movie with it via Best Buy for $250 right now.
Yeah, I saw that, but yeah.
But that's pretty much it. Yeah, the other ones have been crossed out, so deal's over.
Snooze, you lose.
Yep.
Yeah, I am getting Xbox One S this week because I want it. You guys will see me on Xbox a lot more, especially with Scorpio coming out this year. But I just want one for the 4K Blu-ray player right now.
For sure.
Yep.
All right.
Take it away, man.
Let's talk about what we've been playing. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. Mine's short and sweet. NHL 17, a little bit here and there, and I've been playing a buttload of Diablo 3 seasons and having a really good time with that. So, I mean, that's pretty much all I've been playing.
Nice. I'll go next, I guess. I've been playing NHL 17 as well. MLB The Show. And let's see what else I did this week. A little bit of Battlefield for a little while. And I know I played something else, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. I will say in NHL this week, though, we had a major accomplishment. One of the hardest achievements to get for EA Sports Hockey League is to go undefeated throughout an entire season. And seasons are 10 games, and of course we didn't do it in Division 10, where you only need 4 wins to do it. We wait till we're in Division 2, and we need 8 wins to do it. But we got that 8th win. We went 8-0, and
We actually won 11 in a row.
yeah, we ended up winning 11 in a row total. And we got an achievement that only 2.9% of people had, or something like that. Yep. So less than 3% of the people who have the game have that achievement. So that was pretty cool. And it was
better than 97% of people who play it.
I'll tell you, the game is so much more fun and so different when you have a human goalie on your team, especially one who's pretty good.
Yes.
And you get matched up against other teams that are good, and the game just takes on a whole different, rhythm and feel and everything. And when it's computer goalies, you end up trying to do the same 3 things over and over and over. And the other team's trying to do the same 3 things over and over and over. And it's just how well you can stop them.
So was there one certain person that wasn't there by chance that may have played with you all the time?
No, he was there.
He was there.
He was there? Okay.
He was there.
I stepped up my defensive skills to make up for his lackluster performance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially in the face-off circle.
Yeah.
We'll be hearing we'll be hearing from him here in a couple minutes when we get to questions. So, Graham, how about you?
Well, we've already talked about it. We played NHL 17, and besides that, because not a lot's been going on, because I've been watching lots of NHL, because like I said, it's pretty much playoff hockey. Mm-hmm. I've been playing Breath of the Wild on the Switch. Basically just going around getting shrines and just exploring. Still having lots of fun with it. And I played with a lot of it in handheld mode actually, because just so things are going on TV and I don't really need to be paying attention because there's not a lot of story going on when you're just looking for shrines. So, yeah, and I'm waiting for a couple more games to come for the Switch. One should have been here by now, but it hasn't. So I'm looking forward to playing more games on the Switch.
Yeah, brother, you need to call up Amazon and be really nice to them and tell them that this is just not acceptable, so you can get some sort of credit. Because the day when there was that big blizzard and when South Park came out, I got it a day late, and I'm like, hey, you didn't even give me any warning. They're like, okay, well, here's $15 off your next purchase.
Yeah.
Amazon's really good about that.
Oh yeah, I actually have a
they're-
story for that this week.
They're
So
good
you just
about it.
email customer service?
Yeah,
No,
you do
don't
it from
email
your
them.
app.
Don't email them. Call them. Talk to a human being.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally.
They're
call
really
them.
good about it. They're really good about it.
And
as
the
long as
nicer
you don't yell at
the nicer you
Yes.
are with them, the better they are with Amazon. Now, there are other companies such as FedEx where
Oh, fuck FedEx.
where you have to turn into a total asshole.
You know, I love the
And-
part when you ask how somebody is and they don't even know how to respond to you.
Yeah.
That happened to me twice this weekend. Like I'm like, "How are you?" And there's just dead silence.
Yeah.
Oh,
How are
when,
you?
when I talk to FedEx, they're like, "How's your day going?" I'm like, "Well, my day's super. How are you?" And they're like, "Well, I'm great." And I'm like, "Well, that's about to change." So,
Well, actually, my day's shitty because my TV isn't here that I ordered, and you guys came to my door
dude, they
and
did it.
just
They
ran
did it
and
with.
left.
They did it with the
This
TV.
guy
They
did
did
it
it with
again.
the computers. They did it with the TV. They did it with the TV stand 3 days later, and then
Wow.
they did it with my computer this week.
Yep.
My God.
Oh my
They
god!
must
I-
just hate you,
so,
Tyler. They're like,
the
"There's
end
that Tyler
result-
guy."
I told them, I said, I don't care if the guy has to get in his personal vehicle and drive it to my apartment. And I'll tell you what, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah,
He
you know
was he was done with work. He put it in his Silverado or whatever he had, and drove it over and delivered it.
That guy's going to break into your house. He knows you got a 4K TV, a nice
I know.
TV stand, a nice gaming PC.
Well, it'll be the only time he ever touched the door. So
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. The actual front door was open. The only thing that wasn't open was
Yeah.
the screen door. I was hanging out. Fucking Tyler's doing something in his room, but there's two dogs in here to go nuts if anybody goes near the door. He literally walked up and put the tag on there and walked away. Did not knock on the thing.
oh, and
at all.
he swears he's like, I was banging on the door as hard as I could. I'm like, oh,
Bullshit.
sure you were. But anyway, that's actually things took a turn, Eugene, when I kind of went into the well that I probably shouldn't have, but I did. I said, I work for the company that I ordered these things from, and I am a home office employee because technically I am paid out of home office. And I said, I might start asking if this is really the service we want to give to our customers.
Oh, you pulled that card.
Oh yeah, but you know what? I got their attention.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, we started to go from, well, we're not doing it today, to let's see what we can do for you.
Well, hold on. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So, but anyway,
I haven't been
yeah.
playing that much this week. I picked up Persona 4. Well, I didn't pick it up. I pre-ordered it on Amazon, and it was a day late. So that's when I emailed. I always email their tech support, and they always give me some sort of credit. So it was 1 day late. They gave me a $5 credit for the inconvenience. But any time if it's 1 day late from the expected ship date, I email them, and they've given me $5, $10 here. No matter what the cost of it was, they'll always make sure you get taken care of. And I've seen situations too where they'll get in contact with and it's never their fault. It's always FedEx or USPS. But they take ownership of it, and they make sure you're taken care of. So good thing about Amazon. So Persona 4, I'm playing that just a little bit because I've been working so much, and I started Darksiders. So I'm surprised you didn't bring it up in your deals, Mike. I tagged you in it on Facebook. You did the Darksiders Humble Bundle?
Not the Humble Bundle, no. It's for free right now on the Xbox.
It's even better deal. It's for free.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, so the Humble Bundle, you pay $15, you get 15 games, and it includes not Darksiders for Xbox, it's for PS4 and PS3. You get Darksiders 2 Definitive Edition, Darksiders War Mastered for PS4. You get MX versus ATV, Darksiders 2 PS3, Darksiders PS3, MX versus ATV, Destroy All Humans, Legend of K Anniversary Edition. You get like 15 good games for $15, so I thought that was a really good deal. I started on the Darksiders War Masters Edition for PS4.
Destroy All Humans is actually kind of fun.
Yeah, it's actually a really fun game, and you get the PS4 and the PS3 version.
That's cool.
Destroy All Humans 2 and Destroy All Humans.
Cool.
And I've pretty much stopped listing off all of the stuff that's on sale for the Xbox and PS4. The weekly sales and stuff like that, because it just takes up a lot of time.
Yeah. I just thought that this was noteworthy with this. I mean, it's very rare that they do like console games.
Yeah.
Humble bundles.
I'm hoping
PC.
next week with deals we'll have something to talk about, because I think next week is the spring sale, right?
Oh yeah, Xbox spring sale. Yeah.
Yeah. So
there's like a list of 150 games, something like that.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that my Battlefield Premium Pass is included in that. So
I'm hoping that
possibly
the Elite Dangerous expansion pack is in there.
Yeah. So let's move into discussion/questions. Eugene, if you want to get ready for the Facebook ones, I will read off the email question that we had. So this is from Raz. Good to hear from you, Raz. Been a little while.
Yeah, Raz. Where you been?
So he said, let's see here. Oh, he gave some credit. He wants to be more involved if he can in our podcast. Doesn't want to be just a listener. Wants to see this podcast grow and help any way and contribute any way he can. So wants to
send money.
Thoughts. Yeah, send money. No, we're just kidding. I'll be in touch with you. I'll be in touch with you, Raz. We'll talk about some stuff you can do, because I'd really appreciate that. Anybody else too? If you really like the show and you want to take help us grow more, let us know. We'll figure out something. We'll put you to work for free. And but let's see here. He did want us to mention that. Oh, that's a different email he sent me. Now I'm like going Mike here on the deal. I can't find what I'm looking for.
Get your shit together.
I know. Let's see.
Yeah, Tyler. Get your shit together.
All right. He has not played a PC game since Warcraft 2. Recently got a Steam gift card for $20. What would be some recommendations from us? And he's looking for an RTS game in particular. But hang on, before you guys get into answers, he did want us to shout it on the show, and I can relate with this, and I know Mike can relate with this. Dogs play a big part of my life, more than I would like lately. But he was wondering if we give a shout out to Winston. He was their pet, their furry friend. He said, who passed away on us last week after 13 years. So.
Oh man.
Sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah,
Winston was a great name, though.
Winston is an awesome name, and I'm sure he's a great dog, and we're very sorry to hear that, my friend. You've been a great listener for a long time,
brother.
So,
Hold on. I know exactly how it feels, Raz. You remember too. So, it still bothers me every once in a while. But hey, man, heart goes out to you. Sorry about that, brother. That's the only problem with our best friends is they don't live nearly as long as us.
Yeah. Yeah, pets are family, man. Pets are family. They're part of your family, so that's
like,
rough.
Oh, for sure.
It's like George Carlin said.
Yep.
You're investing in a tragedy. A small tragedy. And they give you a lifetime of love, and it always, you never like the way it ends. But that's why I can never watch the movie Marley and Me. I can watch like the first 3/4 of it. And
that movie was terrible.
I can't watch that movie. I can't watch the last 3/4 of the movie. So. Because I know.
No, it was just terrible.
Horrible as in it's sad, or horrible because it's horrible?
No, it was terrible. It's pretty much you let the dog do whatever he wants, and you don't discipline him.
Oh,
yeah, pretty much.
How can you take that movie seriously with what's his face, Big Nose?
Owen Wilson.
Yeah, Owen Wilson.
Broken nose, you mean?
Yeah.
So, all right. Anyway, back to his question. Any RTS games you'd recommend?
Civ.
Yeah, I was gonna say Civilization.
Civ.
Because the price, you can't go with Civ 6.
RTS, guys. Real time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't even thinking. XCOM.
That's not real time.
I consider. You don't consider XCOM real time strategy?
No, it's turn based.
A turn based strategy. Okay, you're right. It is turn based strategy. So yeah, okay.
So what's an example of real time strategy?
Command and Conquer, Warcraft, StarCraft.
Command and Conquer would be a great one, but Command and Conquer no longer exists. So.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, you can still get the old Command and Conquer games. They're still good.
Yeah. Get the Command and Conquer collection. You could probably get all of that for $20. Which comes with Red Alert 2 and Yuri's Revenge and Gods and Generals and whatever the other ones are. Great games.
Yeah, you know what? I haven't played an RTS in forever and ever and ever. But the one I remember that's probably not available on Steam was Dune.
Dune?
That was a great one. Yeah, because then you had to harvest the spice and all kinds of stuff, and you had the worms come out of the ground and all that stuff. Raz, this is a real tough one for me because I don't play PC anymore. But God, man, RTS not my alley, not up my alley, man. I could tell you all about Civ 6 and stuff like that, but that's not RTS.
What about Age of Empires?
There you go. There you go. Age of Empires 2.
Heroes. Yeah.
Age of Empires 2 with all the mods, bang. That's where it's at right there.
And then if you're going to be playing PC a little bit, I think Blizzard announced StarCraft is free right now.
Really?
Like the original StarCraft with the expansions. Yeah, not StarCraft 2, the original one, but they've made some tweaks to the online multiplayer, which makes me kind of upset because my favorite memories of StarCraft were like the custom games that people would make that you could play. Those are the most fun to me.
Do they consider MOBAs RTSs?
I would say, for this example for him.
Okay, well, if you're gonna go with a MOBA, dude, go with Smite. The developers.
Oh yes, Smite.
Developers are all over it, and they're constantly talking to the community, and they are trying so hard to make such a good game. And it's available on the Xbox, and I think you can transfer or use the same account on both instances.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Raz, if you want to get in contact with me, I've got like 300. I've got like 300 Steam games from like Humble Bundles and stuff, and I'm pretty sure I've got like Command and Conquer in there, and I know got Company of Heroes and a few Civ games. I can gift them to you because I don't ever play on Steam ever. So get a hold of me, email. You have my email, I think. So.
And I even think that you could possibly, not military, but you could possibly qualify The Sims as a RTS. And Sims 3 on the PC was a hell of a lot of fun.
So if there's one game that we got
lots of options.
Yep. So he did want me to mention one more thing for you specifically, Eugene. Graham, you might be interested in this too, but we were talking earlier about 4K TVs and Xbox One S bundles. He actually got his hands on this is the best deal I've heard in a while. A 65-inch Samsung 4K with HDR, the 7000 series, bundled with a 1 terabyte Xbox One S and Gears 4 for $1,400.
Wow.
Bitch.
That's an outstanding price for that.
That's
65-inch?
Hell of a deal. Yep. Yeah. Samsung.
Get your DSLs out, Grammy, and go behind the mall.
If you got a hold of me like a month ago when I had $1,400 to spend.
Yeah. So that's about as good of a deal as you'll get.
Oh yeah.
Well, I can't justify a 4K TV purchase for a while yet, so.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a 4K. I wish it was HDR, but I'll just wait until they get into a decent price range. And I already have a 65-inch. The next one I'm going to get is going to be a 75 or 80. So.
All right.
Ooh.
I'll wait till they're. I'll wait till they're.
Projection screen and going that.
You gonna jack your truck up too?
I would love.
Yeah, maybe.
I would love to get 75-inch TVs, but I don't think my current living room setup would work with 75-inch. That might be a little too big. But all right, so let's go to our Facebook questions. Eugene, what do we have?
All right, so our first question comes from good old Steve Wiseman, NHL champion. I've heard he's the best NHL player currently on your guys' team.
That's what he would tell you.
So he asked, my question is, why aren't there more JRPGs for the Xbox One?
Because the Xbox One is not popular in Japan.
Yeah.
They sold something like I was reading the Xbox One Reddit, and it was something like they sold 14 last week in Japan.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've seen numbers like 10,000 like total sales, and all your JRPG developers are in Japan, so they're going to cater to the Sony crowd. I mean, and they're huge on JRPGs are huge on the PS Vita, PS4 especially. So that's exactly the reason why. I mean, there is a following in the U.S., especially games like Persona, any of the Pokemon games, and then Atlas. Atlas makes all the main JRPGs that come out for PS4, and then some on Nintendo hardware. But they're going to cater to the Japanese crowd. There's just not a huge enough following here in the U.S. The last great JRPG that I can think of that came out on the Xbox platform was Lost Odyssey, which was made by Miss Walker Studios, by Hironobu Sakaguchi, who did the Final Fantasy series. But I don't see him making it because it just won't sell. and that's what it comes down to is
Yeah.
dollars.
That's
Yeah, it's just
that's and don't forget too that there were plenty of JRPGs on the 360. Like Tyler or whoever was talking about it earlier pointed out that the Xbox One has lost some developers because it's not easy to port across platforms with it. So when Scorpio comes out, you may see quite a bit of change going.
I don't remember a lot of JRPGs for the 360. I mean, there's Blue Dragon, Lost Odyssey, Last Remnant was on there. There's a handful there.
What's that other one that? God, I can't think of the name of it, but it's
there's the Tales games.
There's a lot of it's like Tales of Vesperia. There's
one. So the Tales games sell because it's a Tales game. That's a same thing with Final Fantasy. They put that on the Xbox because it has the name Final Fantasy. Same thing with Tales. But I think what he's referring to is like Persona. It's made by Atlas. I would never see that on I just don't see that coming to a Microsoft platform because honestly, Japan supports Japanese products. They want to support Sony, so they're going to cater. They're going to cater towards Sony ultimately. Now, in the future, we'll more than likely see more Tales, definitely more Final Fantasy on the Scorpio. But I just don't see Atlas. Atlas is the top JRPG developer. I don't see him succeeding and going over to Microsoft anytime.
What
soon.
about for the Switch? Do you see
for the
JRPGs?
Switch, absolutely. Atlas still because it's Nintendo. It's Nintendo, so you'll definitely see it on the Switch. So you'll get your Switch fixed there, Graham. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, but I agree. I'll just throw in. I think it's all comes down to the consumer base for each console, and they tried with 360. They tried with a few different games, and they just didn't perform as well as they were hoping because Xbox is more of a it's more of a North America and UK and parts of Europe console when it comes to the player base, and Sony has a much stronger foothold in Japan.
Oh yeah,
so
for sure.
It's like Mike said, 14 consoles sold last week?
Yeah.
Xbox One, so. It's like that Shia LaBeouf movie. Did you guys hear that story, by the way?
Yeah,
so 21 pounds.
Was that real?
They sold one ticket in the UK last week for his movie. It's a limited release. It's not. No, it's true. Like it was reported. It's a limited release, so it's only in a few theaters, but sold one ticket.
Yeah, I saw it, but I didn't click on the article.
Yep. No, that was absolutely true. I checked. I checked to make sure it wasn't April 1st, but no, it was real.
Yeah, it reminds me of that.
Sadly, it's very real.
A few American movies as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, kind of like Rick Perry being part of Trump's cabinet now. That's kind of sad news. Yeah, I blame you guys for that, Texas. So.
No, we got nothing to do.
I am not bound to any Texas garbage.
Yeah, so you can't call him a Texan.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you guys were almost your own country. You almost seceded from the nation thanks to him.
Who's you guys?
Yeah.
You guys.
You guys.
You guys over there.
You guys
over there. Mind your face, or you're gonna get a knuckle sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Next question. So this next question comes from Ryan Schneider, first time writing in. So Ryan asks, is back, and I was going to bring this up with the Xbox One Scorpio, is backwards compatibility an unnecessary hardware hurdle? In the future, should consumers be getting discounts on remasters that came out for software they bought less than 5 years ago, since the new systems can't play them? For example, BioShock, Uncharted, or Last of Us.
I'll go first on this one. I don't think it's an unnecessary. I don't think it's an unnecessary hurdle. I think that was the biggest news out of E3 in 2014 when they dropped that, or 2015.
Yeah.
When they dropped the backwards compatibility, that took everybody by surprise. Nobody saw that coming, and it's been a cool addition. I haven't used it as much as I thought I would, but it's cool that it's there in case I ever want to drop back into a game and experience something. Now, as far as the discounts on the remasters, whether it should happen and will happen are two very different things. It won't happen until people stop paying $60 for it.
Yeah.
And as long as there's people paying $60 and their sales numbers are meeting their targets, they will continue to churn out remasters for $60. Now, we all have those remasters that we're willing to go pay that for. For me, it was BioShock. For, you guys, it's a different game. That we all have that one. So I'm sure if like Mass Effect Trilogy Remaster came out, Graham would be out there spending $60.
Well, it's backwards compatible now, so
Yeah,
I don't need
but if
it.
it was remastered, fully remastered in
Yeah.
4K, you'd
Yeah,
go and
one
get
good
it.
set. Yeah, I probably would actually. I think I would enjoy that more in Andromeda,
Yeah.
just because I barely touched Andromeda.
Mm-hmm. So
So-
that's my answer on it. Go
Too
ahead.
busy touching yourself.
So my 2 cents on this is it unnecessary? Maybe, because like you said, Tyler, like yeah, we're excited about it, and I was excited about it, and we're all excited about it. Whenever they announced for the Scorpio, they said that it's huge. They said 360 games, any that are backwards compatible, and then Xbox One games, they'll all work on the Scorpio, which is
Yes,
great.
that is
But
great.
for me, for somebody like me, for the hardcore gamer, I don't have time to really go back into my library to go into those 360 games. And then, like you said, will they give a discount ever? No, I don't. I don't think so. What I wish they would do, and kind of like with the HDR texture packs that have come out for like The Last of Us, Gears of War, things like that, is that if you already have the game, that you can download a patch to upres that game, game to make it look better. And I might pay like $10 for that,
Sure.
but I wouldn't pay, I don't care to pay $60 for a remastered Gears of War in 4K. I've already bought that game enough as is. I'm not gonna spend money on it again. But I don't think it's unnecessary. But for those gamers that those new gamers that are new to this game generation and really didn't get a chance to play 360 games, and yes, it's great for them. But do you guys use backwards compatibility a lot?
No. I use it, like, I wouldn't say a lot, but I have used it, and I will use it again. Like, when Skate 3 was announced as a backwards compatible, I went and bought it for that reason. Because it's just a great game just to kill some time and stuff like that. And then you don't have, like, get up and, like, change the disc and stuff like that. Then you just got it on the Xbox One. And the fact that now the Mass Effect trilogy, like, I started working my way through it. So there has been some games where I'm glad to see that it's backwards compatible and stuff like that. And the big thing, too, it's like PlayStation don't offer this. So this is something that Xbox actually has up on them, which I think is a good thing. So I'm all for it.
Mike, what are your thoughts?
My thoughts are that everybody likes variety and everybody loves their options. So the more options and the more variety you get them, the happier they are as a crowd. So, and I actually do use the backwards compatibility because I play Oblivion. There's
I was gonna say Oblivion.
There's like Darksiders, all that kind of stuff.
Red Dead, there's another one. That's a big one that came backwards compatible. I went and bought it for that reason.
But I played the single player all the way through and got all of the achievement points. But I wanted to play multiplayer on it, but it's just screwed. There's no, it's not happening.
So it's good for others and not.
Yeah. I mean, it's just variety and options. I mean, that's what people like. So I mean, it's definitely not going to hurt.
And whether or not they use it, they just want to know that they can. It's almost more important knowing that you can. And
that's the truth behind it.
And I'll say, I think the days of the words backwards compatible are going to become irrelevant, because I don't think we're going to see a PlayStation 5 that isn't compatible with 4. I think we're going to keep seeing just upgrades. And,
it seems like that's the going trend now.
And I think whether they wanted to do that or not, they're going to have to, because that's definitely where Microsoft's going.
Yeah,
they're
they announced it.
It kind of bit Sony in the ass though when they did it with the PS3. If you guys remember, like when the PS3 first came out, it could play
the big boy.
It could play PS2. It could play PS2 and PS1, but then it started frying their system, so they took that feature out.
Yeah,
you could also install Linux on it too.
Yeah, they got rid of that feature.
They got rid of that as well.
Yeah, that pissed a lot. Well, the vocal minority, a lot of people got pissed off with that.
They got sued for it. They lost a lawsuit not too long ago for it.
Oh yeah.
For taking it away?
It finally got settled. So for anybody that purchased the original PS3 that was Linux capable, since they bought it for that reason, they said, and then Sony took the feature away, so they got sued.
But doesn't having it be able to run Linux means that you can manipulate
That's why they got rid of it. Because people were putting emulators on it. People were manipulating code, doing their own
Shit,
thing.
there's an emulator available right now on the Windows Store that you can use with the Xbox One right now. It works like
anymore.
a charm.
Not anymore.
Yeah, they took that down.
one is still available. That's the only one.
The NES or SNES one or whatever.
It's God, I can't remember the name of it, but it's the only one that's still available.
Okay.
I thought they took it down.
Because
not that one.
They banned all emulators this week.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I read about that, but there was one that stood around.
Okay.
Well, I would say for like comparison, that'd be like putting your Xbox into like DOS mode and be on like the
I
control
know
things
why.
in the background.
It's browser based.
Okay.
That's why.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not in their store anymore, though.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. So, is that it for everybody? You guys, anything else?
Yeah.
Okay.
That is. Thank you,
All right,
Ryan,
so-
for your question.
Yeah, thank you. And the rest of the community, please send in your questions every week. We would love to spend more time talking about answering the stuff that you specifically want to hear about. So, and you'll also be entered into our monthly giveaways. All right, that's going to do it, everybody, for episode number 44 of the Third Son Gaming
44.
Podcast. We'll be back next week with episode number 45, which means we're really close to 1 year, which means E3 is only like 2 months away now, which is pretty
That's
cool.
right. E3 is our 1 year anniversary.
Yeah, E3 will be the 1 year anniversary, and we'll be doing a lot of cool stuff that week. Not just more shows, but some pretty cool giveaways and some other stuff going on as well. So make sure that you're helping our community grow. Bring your friends in to our Facebook page. Well, so the bigger we get, the bigger giveaways we'll have. And the more listeners we get, the more cool stuff we'll give away. So
We are not afraid to give back what the community gives to us.
oh, absolutely.
That's right.
So
Oh, yeah.
until next week, everybody, this is Tyler for Mike, Graham, and Eugene saying thank you so much for listening. We'll be back next week with number 45. Until then, stay safe and have a great week. Play some great games, everybody. We'll talk to you then.
Somebody
See
go.
ya.
Let's go.